In the release strategy, first what we have done, we created the characteristics. Okay, then you created the class. What we have done, for that class we assign the characteristics. Okay, the characteristics are like the plant, document type, purchasing organization, value, the different parameters which should be a combination to trigger your release tab. Okay, that is the use of characteristics. For example, if you have a plant, if you have a value of 0 to 1 lakh, and the plant is some thousand, your document type NB, these combinations should be matching to trigger that respect to release tab. Okay, in our configuration, I think unfortunately we are not able to show that. Otherwise, at least I can show that video in the screen. We can see. I think that will be better. If you see the screen, we have what we have done. You created a class and characteristics. We assigned the characteristics to the class. And before that, what we have done, we have taken that release group, the release group, and we assign to our class. Okay, and then we have created the release codes. The release codes will be playing like the approvers. Okay, who are the approvers and all. We created that release groups also. Release group and then release codes, so who are the approvers, and release group we create according to our PR release and all. And then what we have done, release indicators, those are standard SAP standard will provide that indicators. Then you came to this release strategies. Okay, here what we have done for our release, under that release group we created a strategy of S1 like admin PR less than 50,000 and HR PR less than 50,000, like that. You created different strategies. Okay, for admin, the admin officer and all that, we kind of what you call setup we have done. This all the activities what we do, the release code creation, release group, and everything, and also this prerequisites, right? We do that. Who that boxes you have seen, right? When you create the prerequisite, that boxes will give you the dependency. For example, if you select that all boxes, first R8 has to, it has to go to R8. Once R8 approves, then only PR will go to R4. After R4 approves, then only it will go to R3. If you don't check that all boxes, I think it will come here, right? If you don't check that all boxes, then system will send the approval at a time to all the people. Okay, at a time to all the people means what will happen? R3 can, means factory head can approve first and then admin officer. There will be no sequence. See that this is the one. If you R4, R3, for example, if these three we select, right? If you select these three, it will be dependency. First R8 has to approve, then R4, then R3. If you leave like this, then anybody can, because PR will be ready, available for all the three approvers. Anyone can approve. First R4 can approve, second R3. Anyway we can approve. But if you select all those things, that's a dependency. Here these prerequisites and also the statuses what we do. Everything with the configuration means it will be saved in a transport request, and we need to move from development to quality, quality to production. But this classification is there, right? This classification has to be maintained in each system. It is not a transportable activity. Here whatever we do the classification, here what we do in the classification, we assign our plant and whatever the characteristics are there. This is the classification. Okay, what we are doing here for our release group and strategy, what are the purchase requisition document types, and what is the value range, and what is the purchasing group. Okay, if you have a purchasing organization plant, that also we can keep. Here we are filling these details. These details have to be filled in each system because this data is not not transportable. Understood? Whatever the data you are filling in this classification, In SPRO, generally in production and all, SPRO they keep complete display, otherwise they keep like no access to SPRO. Hmm. At that point of time, you don't have to come to SPRO and all those things. We directly go to CL20N. Okay. In CL20N, what we do? We give the release group and we give the release strategy, group and strategy, and then the class type. Okay. Once you give that, it will give you the release one, and then we have to maintain the values here. Means here what you have understood, whatever the classes we can directly assign here. That is the main understanding. In classification, what activities we do, that activities we do directly CL20N. You get entry question like you don't have access to SPRO. Okay. Now you have a release strategy, this admin PR, you only 3 approvals are there. Okay, 3 approvals are there, but only this release strategy is activated for 1000 plant. Okay, you want for 2000 plant also. How do you assign to 2000 to your classification? You don't have access to SPRO in production. Then you have to tell, we directly go to CL20N and I will give my release group and my release strategy. Okay, then I will maintain the whatever the account assignment or plant, whatever I want to assign, that I will assign here. That's it. Here this CL20N we use to update the classification details. This activity we do in all the systems because this is not a transportable data. For example, if you don't want to use this plant, if you want to remove, for example, 5 purchasing groups you activated that release strategy, you want to remove one. That's frequently it will happen. That we can directly come to CL20N and we can remove the respective entries. I just shown you like T1, T1, T16FS is the table where we can see who are the release approvers for your release strategy. For respective release strategy, who are the approvers we can get from T16FS table. Okay. If you click T16F star, you will get all the release related tables, T16FS and all. Where do we use this T16FS table? For example, you want to know who are the approvers for your release strategy. Then you can give your release group and release strategy and execute. You will get all those things. And you might know that we can have only 8 maximum levels in release strategy. That's why we can have 8 only. Even here also. Okay, maximum levels are 8. We cannot have more than 8 for single release strategy. For this strategy 8, another strategy 8 more, another strategy 7 more, like that. Different people, like release codes, you can create hundreds of release codes. But for single strategy, the maximum release levels are 8. Okay. Just to update the classification details, we use CL20M. Yeah, if you use that one, we cannot change. Means until you unrelease again, you cannot change that PR. Like that, each changeable indicator is having its significance. If you try to create certain PRs and try to change, then you can understand how exactly it works. Okay. And also the pricing procedure. Watch again the video, like what is condition type. In that condition type, what is use of that accrual key, and also we have that condition category, condition class. Means each one, like we have a delivery cost and how it is getting impacted. What is the use of access sequence? And access sequence, if you assign, if you don't assign, I explained well in that differences and all. That will be very important because it will be a lot of integration with FI, and at that time you can understand how a condition type behaves and what is use of condition record. Okay, if you maintain a one-time record, then what will happen? The condition record, info record, these kind of data will be maintained by the central team, otherwise one or two people who are having the proper data. They will get the data from the
mm,
vendor according to the price changes and also the latest price,
mm,
latest discounts, latest scales. They can
mm,
update it. According to that updated master data,
mm,
system will take the data automatically. But if you don't have that control, any the PO creator may create with wrong price. For example, you might not have
mm,
the proper data. For example, four people are creating POs. One person might be taking the 10 days back data. He doesn't know which has the
mm,
2 days back it was released the new data. That kind of
mm,
mistakes might happen when four people are sitting. That all people may not think in that way. But if
mm,
your respective team who is responsible for the respective prices, when a vendor is changing the price or updating any freight charges or any new taxes, these are handled by a certain team who are having the proper data. Then they can maintain the master data, and according to that master data, we will get all the data to the transaction data, the data passing from the master data, right? The price is
mm,
coming from info record, and source list will tell you like whether the vendor is fixed or blocked. That's why the master data will play a role for your transaction data without having any issues. These
mm.
things you have to just check, like how pricing procedure is coming, what are the parameters are playing the role, what is the manual tick use, how does it impact in the pricing procedure, and
Mm,
why Freight was having that accrual key and account key, because they want to have a separate line item and also they want to load on a separate GL account, because general delivery cost they want to handle in a different way, right?
mm,
If you give a delivery cost, we can assign a separate vendor also. Vendor 1 is giving
mm,
the material, but for freight and
mm,
all, you can keep vendor 2, vendor 3. That's where the delivery cost will have that additional
mm,
option. I have shown you that also.
mm, mm,
Because we have a transportation, for example, you have a one company, you buy materials from 100 vendors, but for your all transportation activities, you fix it with one vendor. Wherever the material,
mm,
whether it is 1 kilometer or 10 kilometer, 100 kilometer, that vendor will provide you the transportation. You can pay the transportation
mm,
charges to that vendor. Then you should have a
mm,
facility to assign a separate vendor, right? That's why
mm,
for delivery cost we will have generally these kind of insurance and all those things we pay to the material vendor only. But this
mm,
transportation or any other certain kind of charges, we use it to give delivery charges, we pay that. For example, this custom duty we there, right? Import procurement. We pay
mm,
the custom duty to the custom vendor before goods are received
mm,
to our stores. For that also
mm,
delivery cost we select. That's why we will have an option of assigning another vendor.
mm,
Custom duty, you know that import procurement process. Before taking the goods, we have to pay the custom to the custom vendor. Then the goods will be given by the material, and then we do the goods receipt.
okay,
Before receiving the goods, we have to pay the custom duty. That is the difference. Remaining everything is same.
okay, okay.
Hmm. If you need, I will just show you one. I have one document that import procurement. I will share you that user manual.
Okay, sure, because import, I don't know anything about that, so.
Okay. Just a custom, the basic customs and additional customs and the custom charges we pay to that custom vendor before
Mm,
the goods were received. For example, today I ordered the goods, and before goods come, I need to pay the custom duty. If you already cleared the
mm,
custom, then only the goods will be allowed you to receive at the port.
mm,
Then only we do the goods receipt and the invoice receipt will happen. One additional thing is we have to pay custom, means that a delivery cost
mm,
before goods received. For domestic, it will be like you ordered a goods, you have given the goods PO to the vendor will give you the
mm,
goods, and then you do the goods receipt, and then invoice verification, then payment. Import also same
mm,
process, but only thing is before goods we have to pay the custom charges.
Mm.
I have an user manual. I will share you. You can have a look. If you have any questions and all, you can ask me that. If you
Okay,
command,
sure. No
if you
problem.
get command on the pricing procedure and also some kind of the transaction keys, OBYC and all, I think you might be already
Mm.
watching my MMFI integration video. In that video,
Mm.
if you need some more like deep, like go to OBYC and maintain a JL account, the fetching and all those
Mm.
things, and we can plan one day to have some sessions on that. Hmm?
Okay, okay,
So
sure.
OBYC, some deep, which were I didn't highlight, I didn't stress more on that MMFA integration video. That
Mm.
points,
Mm.
and I will share you the import procurement, what you call user manual, and
Mm.
then you can check this pricing procedure. Consult it if you have some questions, then we can meet. Hmm?
Okay, sure.
Okay then. But this import is with SIN, I think Indian taxation. I will check for without SIN, and then I will share to you. In this meantime, you just
Okay,
watch
sure.
that MMF integration and pricing procedure again.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay then. Hmm?
Okay.
Yeah, we'll meet some other time. Hmm? You just pick
Okay.
the questions and we'll meet. And that I will check that planning point. Hmm? So what
Mm-hmm.
exactly the
Yeah.
impact that point.
Yeah, please. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
please. Yeah.
Sure. Sure. Hmm? Okay then.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Yeah. Okay. Bye. Good night.